Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Great Gibraltar Draft with Hound Dogs. And today we're taking on mould in the Europa League group stage. Things have been going okay. In the league, we're doing all right. A few things to show you, and of course the schedule. We will show you how we've got on in the competitions. Transfers wise, I don't think there's anything to update you on. We've got Xavier and Bayamba. He's come in. He was currently on a non-contract with Man 62. Thought I'd bring him in and give him a bit of a deal because he's a decent young player. And Thomas Vestergaard as well. He's come in, 18-year-olds from Sonja. We've got a lot of Danish players. But yeah, he's come in. He looks okay, 18 years old, so plenty of room to improve, I'm sure. Otherwise, what else have we got? Martin Picard has left us. He's joined Magpies for £275,000. I think it was kind of worth it. It's a good chunk of change. We got him in for free, so there's no real kind of loss there. The only loss would probably be him playing on the wing, but again, I think we've got players who can fill that role out, no problem. But let's jump in and take a look and show you how we got here. So we had a good start to the campaign with a 2-1 win over Mons Kalp. A header from a corner, rebounding back for Koch to tap it in the first half of that game. They did get one back, and they did end up missing a penalty as well. But we did manage to get the goal in the 86th minute that led to us winning this one 2-1. Romero's ball through to Ndongala, who was able to jink past the defender and slot it in for 2-1. We continued the form in the league as we went into the Lynx game with a 5-1 win. We took the lead early on in the first 5 minutes with Bareback playing Ndongala through, who smashed it home. They did retaliate very quickly to get things back level again. It was a corner that led to a headed clearance, but they were able to get onto the end of it, whip that ball back into the box, and it was Conte with that volley to keep it level. But again, we were able to pretty swiftly as well get a goal ahead again with Salah on the left-hand side, finding Salafu, playing a little 1-2 with him, and Pella was able to head it in to make it 2-1. We did also miss a penalty just before half-time, but in the second half, we managed to make things certain with another 3 goals. Pella scoring from a headed flick-on from Bareback at a corner. Then number 4 came as Salah came down the left-hand side. He found Pella making that run into the box, who laid it back for Salah's ball in, for Bareback's shot being blocked, falling to Salafu in the area to tap it home. And then finally, in the 89th minute, we got our 5th and final goal. And Ndongala coming down this right-hand side. Again, he's continued to be very influential. A shot by Pella hit the post and Romero tapped in for 5-1. We then had our first Europa League group stage match, I should say. We're a bit better than the Conference League against AEK Athens. We did go 1-0 down, although we were playing very, very well up to this point, and we did end up drawing the game. So overall, not a bad start to the group stage. Pereira de Sá driving forward for our goal, cutting it back, trickled past Salafu, but Bareback was there to make it 1-1. We did continue our winning run in the league, an unbeaten run in all competitions with a 6-2 win against Lions. Romero getting the first goal at the near post, smashing it past the keeper in the first 20 minutes. Lots of cards in this one. We did make it 2 on the 41st minute. Kingsley lifting a ball over the top for Ndongala to get onto the end of. His ball across, found Pella to head home to make it 2-0. And then again, we got another one just before half time on the 43rd minute, only 2 minutes later, to make it 3, and a very comfortable kind of wait until the second half with Ndongala again almost identical, but this time Romero on the end of it, volleying it past the keeper. Going into the second half though, they did look to get back into things. They upped their game a little bit here with them on this left hand side, a ball in, found Morris I should say, at the back post for that one, but Romero did get a penalty. It was almost saved, but he did manage to get our league back to what we wanted. They did score from a corner, so again, was touch and go for a moment, but we made sure in the end with 2 goals in the latter stages of the game. Pereira de Sá inside the box, playing Amon down the wide angle, and he fired it across for Pella just to tap in easily. And then finally, number 6 came with a throw-in on this right-hand side, working the ball well. Woudenberg on his left foot found Pereira de Sá, who whipped it to the back post. Pella's header came across the box, hitting the post and falling to Amon for a tap-in. And things continued to go our way in the next game against St. Joseph in the league. It was a 3-1 win. They did take the lead, but we were able to respond pretty quickly to this one. They scored in the 20th minute. It was only 5 minutes later where we were able to get one back to make things level again before half-time, where the ball was played across. Pella was able to head it in from Andre Wisdom's delivery, and that made it 1-1. But we did also manage to sneak another one before half-time. Pella, again, this time from a Marlos cross from a free kick. And then we made it 3-1 in the 63rd minute, around the hour mark for Marlos, playing it back to Salah, who found him on, and this time he made it 3 at the near post. For our second game in the group stage of the Europa League, it was against Atalanta. We knew this was going to be a tough one, and a tough one it did come to be. A 2-0 loss, unfortunately, in the end for here. It was initially a bit of a rebounded effort for the first goal, and then on the hour mark, they were able to get another one. This time it was an own goal, unfortunately. Ball coming across, and Wisdom had to try and get there to stop Armada from scoring, but ended 2-0. And in one hell of a game in the league, we lost to Glacis. Both teams missing penalties, and we had a goal disallowed. But it was Bento who scored for them to win the game at 1-0. And finally, in our last game, we did win 2-1 against College 75. We were the ones to take the lead in the first half. Marlos with a lovely long-range strike on his left foot to get us in the lead. And then in the second half, we were able to double things early on. Bareback's ball over the top finds Pereira de Sá coming down that right-hand side. His cutback found Graziano Pella for 2, making it 2-0. We were pretty comfortable in this second half. They did manage to get one back, though, on the 76th minute. Corner this time, Kim Tae-young at the back post, volleying it in, but it stayed 2-1. But there you go. That is how we got to this stage. We've had a little bit of a blip with Glacis United and Atalanta there, but I think it's kind of expected against a very, very good Atalanta side. So nothing too much to be worried about. But with that said, we will go in today's game against Mould. I think we can still get through to the knockout rounds, that's for sure, of this one. I'm not actually sure how it works with the Conference League. If we come third, do we drop into that one? I can't quite remember, but I think we've got every possibility to be in the top 2 of this, so there's no reason why we can't keep going. But I think what we will do is Bareback will play on that right hand side, and Dongala can come off and rest with Pella up top. So we've got Gulsdorf in goal, Wisdom, Sergio Silva and Poolcock at the back, with Marco Salah on the left back role. Kingsley Michael playing the ball winning midfielder, Keita and Pereira de Sá just in front of him, and then we've got Bareback, Romero and Graziano Pella, who were so influential last season in getting us into the Champions League or Europa League, coming in up top. Let's see how things goes. We have got a few players obviously getting on a bit now, so we will have to keep an eye out for if they are looking like they want to retire. We can see Mould haven't had a very good time of late with 4 losses on the bounce. Hopefully we can make it 5 as we are on TV today, but it will be an interesting one for sure. Like I say, we've got a few players who are looking like they might be retiring either at the end of this season or maybe next. So we might have to look at, I don't know if we're going to look to bring players in, because we've got academy players that we've brought in that I would like to develop a bit. And we don't have loads of money to spend necessarily. So we'll kind of have to look at that. We've got a big squad in the under-23s. As Salah comes down this left-hand side, he looks back for Romero, who's going to get a ball across. I mean, it's landed to Andre Wisdom on the far-hand side. He's going to probably get a delivery in, I reckon. There it is. Graziano Pella goes up for the header, and he makes it 1-0. It's a great header to score in the first 2-3 minutes of the game to get us that lead. But I keep going off on a tangent. Yeah, we've got a few players who are old. That's pretty much it. Graziano Pella being one of them. But what I am quite happy with is because of the fact that we've brought in to Nagala and we've got Bareback and Romero. I think Romero can play up top quite comfortably. So I think we can, especially in that false 9 role. So I think we're pretty safe with him coming in there. And Dongala coming up as well. And then we've got a few players in the under-23s who could work some magic as well if they fancy it. But we're working the ball very nicely here. 14 minutes into the game, and we might have a second chance here. Bareback through on goal. I mean, he should have gone across the goal. It's what you get taught as a kid, to hit it across the goal there. So if the keeper does make a save, it could spill out onto the box. But with that said, they will be coming forward once again as the ball is launched forward for Mould, but they haven't created anything so far in the first 20 minutes of the game, as we're looking to maybe get another one here. A second in 20 minutes wouldn't be too shabby at all. Maximiliano Romero cutting inside, takes it past one player, plays a little 1-2 with Graziano Pella as he gets further and further forward, cuts back on his right foot, drills it across the box, but here's Linners there, cutting it out in front of Bareback before he's able to get anything. Kingsley Michael goes up for that one, doesn't quite win the header, but is able to do enough for it to go to our defender, and then he plays a lovely ball to Romero, who just smacks it against the post. And can't quite capitalise. And as we reach in half-time, Bareback's free kick comes to the back post. Sergio Silva volleys it towards goal. It's saved and ricochets off the bar. I probably should have scored there, but you can see we're sitting in third place. And we're still very close to getting in the top two. I think if we can get a win against AEK in the next game or at the end of the group, we might be able to get something from this. Otherwise, we might be through to either the Conference League, if that makes sense. If that is what happens, I'm not sure. But we're looking all right. 4 points. AK's on 5. Atlanta's on 9. We've gone up to second now. It looks like Atlanta's taken the lead against AEK. So that works well in our favour. We've obviously got the better results so far, but it's a deep ball in as it is headed clear by the Mould defence. Kingsley Michael again on the ball. Pereira de Sá back to Kingsley. He's looking for a whipped ball to the back post. Jean-Christophe Bareback again. That's a second opportunity of the game for him to really get a goal. It's what we needed, but he's missed that one. Atlanta are actually 2-0 up now. Kelvin Yaboa with the 2 goals for them early on in the second half as well. So they've kind of got that control of that game again. But Gustav looks forward to Sergio Silva. He's going to look inside Zakok, who plays the ball forward to Pereira de Sá. We're keeping the ball very nicely. We've got our little triangles in here, hopefully creating those spaces that we need. Pereira de Sá's ball over the top does find Jean-Christophe Bareback, who's done well to get onto that one. Plays a 1-2 with Graziano Pella, who's played it wide for him. He's going to be looking to get in the box, but it is a ball over the top to find Romero at the back post. He's had to cut it back to Salah, who's ball in, finds Pereira de Sá. I mean, it's a block that's ricocheted up, hit the crossbar, and been cleared. But that's a lovely touch by, I think it was Sergio Silva, to play it down. It's then played out wide. I think that might have been a penalty. I think that would have been harsh to not give that, but they haven't. And it's 60 minutes in the game as we are very, very much on top. Keita, looking back to Sergio Silva, plays it up to Wisdom, who's turns. Can he take on his man and get across into the box? As that's what we're very, very good at doing. And with the players we've got in there, there's no doubt that they can win this because we've seen it already in this game. It's a ball over the top to Romero. Can he finish this one? No, he smashes it over the bar. I mean, neither of our wingers have done very well today. Oh, maybe it was saved. It was actually saved by the keeper. So, all right, I'll give him a bit more credit than that. Kingsley's ball in, back post. It is headed away. As it was Pella arriving at the back post. But it was Sergio Silva, finds Kingsley again. Is he going to get a shot in or a cross? It's a cross. Kate is not able to get on the end of that as Mitet is able to latch on to the headed clearance and they look to break now. I think it would be very unfair if they do get a goal and we end up not winning this game because we have dominated so well. Mitet plays it back to Haugen. He looks forward to Linez. Back to Haugen again on the edge of this box. He's got a bit of pressure on him, but Mitet's done well into Linez. Then Sigurdsson. Linez again, and it's Gustav who just grasps that nicely into his hands. And in the end, it's quite comfortable. But we saw there that there is a highlight going on in the background, but I am going to be looking to change things up. Ndangala, actually, we'll bring Ndangala on for Pella and pop Romero up top. This is kind of what we'd be thinking about the front three if Pella does end up retiring. We'll also bring on Ramirez for Pereira de Sá because we are looking good. We are looking comfortable. Like I say, we've only had conceded 2 shots on target and we are winning 1-0. So hopefully these little changes shouldn't affect the game too much as the boys have been very, very dominant so far. As we go into the last 9 minutes of the game, it is looking more and more likely that we will be going home with the 3 points, which would be great, sitting in second place in the division, or in the group, I should say, in that going into the knockout round. But it is Mould coming forward late on. I'm not even going to try and say that name. Jesus. I had to go and say that, didn't I? That they were going to score. Oh, it's just, that's frustrating. That is, we've had plenty of opportunities. And, well, it's a simple goal for him to score. Matet's ball across. And then they fired it back across goal for the gentleman with the extremely long name to put it away. But look at this. We've basically been FM there. And that's cost us. Really, it really, really has cost us. As we drop back down to third. We're ahead of Mould, but we wanted to be getting a win there as we'd been sitting in second place. But there you go. It happens. It happens. Hound Dogs to receive 179k, so that's good. We're getting some money in, which is great to see. We've got £7 million in the bank. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I will come back with the Europa League if it gets a bit intense or anything like that. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I will catch you in the next one.